Well, team, it looks like the rally is kind of holding on. I know that we're kind of, in the red today, but in my eyes, sideways action after that rip and rally on Friday, that's good news for the Bulls. I know it's weird to hear me say that, right? Good news for the Bulls? Let's talk about that on At the Close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, what's going on, Joel?
Young Mitch. I have to give you a pat on the back there. I agree. I mean, everyone looks at the market down 26 handles, but it wasn't the hard reversal. Right? A little bit of consolidation. Let's run through the numbers first, and then we'll get to some individual issues. Some ones we did okay on, some others we weren't quite as bullish as we should have been. S&Ps, we took out the pre-market low. I talked about 38, 70, 50. I never got done there. I'm going to cancel that order. That was just a daily number. Down 23 and a half handles. Really tight range. This is going to be our smallest range in a long time. So it's either a couple days of consolidation and blast through that 39.30 area, or this is it, folks. I'll even talk bearish with Mitch here and in Dennis if we can't hold in here the next couple days. The buck is strong, but that's not always, as Dennis yelled at us the other day, that's not always the greatest correlation. Up 85 cents and 111.46. No Fed pivot here. If you're looking at the TLT, down a buck 44, 95.36. Crude, that's down a buck 68, 86.23. Gold slipping towards 1600, down 790 at 1636.90. Silver, it sniffed the 18 handle, back above it, down 3.7 cents at 1911. Bitcoin, we got a new barrier, 21K, down 255 at 20,425. And Ethereum futures, they're in the green. They're going the opposite way. They're up $6 at 1,568.
All right, so it was an interesting day indeed, but a lot of stocks held on. Let's go to our leadership. Let's run down our leadership first, and then we can go into individual names that still stayed into the green and went against the market today. But what happened in our leadership today?
Kaplooey. And they started out the day in the red. Big day on Apple, like the biggest day in 100 years. And let me pull up the 24-hour chart here. And days like this, when you have the big move on Friday, right? What do you want to see? You want to see your issues get back to scratch, right? You want to show that closing price wasn't an aberration. Well, Apple, 155.74, never got there. High of 154.24. Apple's not the big dog, though, that I'm concerned about. It's Mr. Softy, down 279. You had the bounce. Your close from yesterday, Friday, 35.87. No can do. Right at that 50% area, 234.92. Was the high, down a couple bucks. This is not what you want to see after your stock has a rally off a bad report. Another down day. Closed 96.58. Googster missed it by 23 cents, 96.35 high. Amazon down a buck 23. Once again, that made a new high on the session. So a little bit of a rug pull there. But that closing price, 103.41, we're back below it. Tesla, we could skip that, but man, and I should not have this up on my front page anymore, technically, because it's no longer a top 10 component. But the metaverse down 561 at 93.58. Just piercing that low from Thursday at 96.38. But you know what? I'm gonna have to get Zuck on the show, because it if you think about, haven't we been living in the metaverse for a long time? Don't you think so?
It's just getting
That's a
started,
tough one.
Joel.
I'll tell
That's
you.
the
Yeah,
bad thing.
no, 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 no. I mean, what's TV? Isn't TV the metaverse? Isn't the internet the metaverse? Isn't it not being there and doing things? Isn't that now? Like when they show the metaverse to me, and they show these little cartoon characters and stuff. I mean, if that's what they're banking on for the metaverse, then oh boy, I don't know how. But if the metaverse is gonna like be like the new TV, then maybe it has a shot. But Wall Street, not convinced at all. Took out Friday's low, or excuse me, Thursday's low at 96.38. Should I go on the monthlies? The only problem go with the monthlies on Meta is I just got to go back so far here. Where's my next monthly low? Next monthly low, if y'all want to target, could be there tomorrow. 89.37. That was your January 2016 low.
Yeah, I was looking to see if 94s were going to hold, and that was before this, but we could see how long that held, right? I mean, I think, who knows? Well, could Meta be in for their IPO price?
Do
Could be
you
in.
remember where that's at?
I can cheat at least.
Did you ever okay, so actually that's where Dennis and I really, we were doing the show. When did that IPO? Was it like 14 or something like that? No, it was
12.
early in that 12. And so Dennis and I, we were doing the show. It was very, very small audience. And on its IPO day, the boys were supporting it at 40. Okay. It was supposed to open 20, whatever. And it went up to 49, came down to 40. And I'm pretty sure it was 40. And that's where the big boys were. They were and there was millions and millions and millions of shares bid there. And it came down and, was traded wild all over the place. But it's as soon as it came near 40, the HFTs were just going absolutely crazy. They were doing 40.01 and they were buying it at 01, flipping it at 05. And I'm talking 4 cents. And it was just, I think Dennis did it on his own. And I think we called it, no, it wasn't Algos Go Wild, but so we had not got many views on our show, and we put that thing. I don't even think we were on YouTube back then. I don't even know how it caught off. And then it got picked up by Zero Hedge, and it was just. We'll have to try and find that. Yeah, it was May 18th, and there's 38, but there was this bids, and then when they finally took out those bids at 40. That's when it went down and made the all-time low. But I'll see if I got to dig that video up. I think Dennis actually did it on his own and produced it. I think I might have been out of the office that day. But that's going back. That's going back 10 years for Facebook. So little tangent, but good story.
Yeah, let's go towards a winning stock, should I say? With Win, let's go take a look at this. Looks like definitely getting a nice lift here in Win. We talked about it this morning with the Fatita passive stake. And so Farida passive stake. And then so we're going to keep watch to see if this can continue having legs, but it definitely ran today. Nice little move there out the open.
Yep. Exceeded my expectations. I was looking, definitely wasn't telling you to short it. Took out the pre-market high, 62.58. In fact, people were there at the open. Algos wanted to buy it. Took out the pre-market high, blew through my 64 like it wasn't even a number. Went to 65.34. Looks like we're going to have a close. Mitch, you mentioned it. It had a positive catalyst here. It had a 2, 3, 4 day run, and then completely. So we'll see. It's a big move off insider buy. There was also some news that that China did something with visas or something to
I
make it.
got you right
Yeah,
here.
you got
So,
that news?
yeah, China residents can now travel to Macau using an e-visa. Casino stocks were gaining off of this. So, China's Immigration Bureau has permitted mainland residents to travel to Macau from November 1st, 2022, using an online visa system rather than in-person applications. And so, of course, this is going to help them. It's been in-person applications have been required for the past 2.5 years due to COVID-19 restrictions. And so this is starting to take that away, which could, of course, help when resorts get some more traffic over to Macau. The only question is, what about the lockdowns, right? And so I think that that's what you got to worry about is if they have another lockdown issue.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You don't want to stand in front of the move. This is a big bar
Yeah,
to work
definitely.
through, just from a month ago. So we'll keep an eye on the close. Like I said, I thought 64 would have been a good target. It far exceeded that. Las Vegas Sands went up a buck 32. Didn't quite get to the 39 area. What else do we have? Do we have any other gaming stocks? MGM. New high. Ooh, setting up on the monthlies. MGM traders. Mark this down on your list and don't forget it. 3650. That's a big area. 3634 at your high in August, 3609 yesterday, 3650 today. So if you want to get through that area, there you go. There's major resistance in MGM. What else do we have for is there any other gaming stocks? What else do we have?
Gaming stocks. I mean, we did have the gambling stocks make a nice little move. I saw DraftKings had like
How's
almost a
DraftKings doing, huh?
5.6. Good move today. I was looking for the move back above the 1535s today, and it definitely got back over there. Looking strong towards the earnings. Of course, earnings
Mm-hmm.
come on Friday. And so I thought maybe we could get a little run into maybe 17 before the earnings. Looks like we're already getting that push on the day today.
All right, yeah, in Penn, kind of quiet, sleepy down here. Gonna eke out a. Is it gonna be a positive month here? So boom, boom. I think so. So maybe
Yeah.
a little turn here. I mean,
Finally, some
oh,
bottoming action on
big
that monthly
month,
chart.
big month for Penn here. Big old month. Wow. Point nor alert. 2751. That was lowest close in like monthly close in 100 years. Up $5 for the month. A little bit lower volume than last month. Last month's high 46, 33.46 and 33.42. So here you go. Fits. I don't know about the PE on this one, but kind of fits the bill. I know Win does on that. So yeah, there you go. Nice looking chart. I mean, how many times have you seen fake outs in this? But not looking bad. Not looking bad at all.
Yeah, remember there's some betting initiatives also for voting, right? Coming up in November. I think these could get some lift with that motion, right? Will some of these, like California, pass two of the sports betting initiatives? Something to keep and watch with the ballot November. Maybe these run into that. That's something that I'm just keeping in mind.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go towards some other stocks that are moving today. Now, one area that caught me by surprise was in technology, solar stocks getting a lift today. Technology was down today, but if there was one area that was in the green, it was definitely in these solar names as First Solar continuing to take off, looking like it
Yeah.
wants first place.
Yeah, there we go. Big day finally. Took out. That's not an all-time high. We know it's much higher than that. I think a B of A upgrade. Getting this moving. Just did not see that 2-day move. I don't know. Monthlies, maybe 150. I got no levels for you here. Let's go back on the monthlies. I would just say
Ooh.
you haven't been up at 150 forever. Your monthlies are telling you your next monthly target's 163. I'm sure the Bulls want to hear that, but good day, analysts moving a stock on that one. The tan just seems tame. It just doesn't seem to have the wild childs as those other stocks in it as well. Major hurdle at 72.5 for that. Those were a couple daily highs. What else do we have? What else is solar? You have ENPH is the wild child. That's probably having, yep, that's up only a couple bucks. Tan, what is that? SPWR, Spiderware, or not Spiderware. What was that called? SPWR? SunPower. Is
Sun
that still
Power, yeah.
around? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that getting a lift? Yeah. Oh, that's having a good day. Looks like pretty clear up to the pair of highs, just over 20 bucks. S&Ps they're trying to rally here, trim those losses on the day. That 3,900 roadblock still stands in there, only down 20 handles. Inter-day range, absolutely nothing. 32 handles. I don't think we've seen a 32 handle inter-day range in the market in a long time. So the good news is it's consolidation here, perhaps and move higher. Bad news is maybe you're running out of buyers up here.
So I was looking into the tan there of what could be not helping this, right? Like what is in it that maybe most don't realize? Well, of course, their top three positions are Enphase at 12.26% of the fund, First Solar at 9.34, and Solar Edge at 7.87. Then you start seeing a lot of these China names, solar names. And
There
I
you
think
go.
that that's where they're getting hit and holding back. There's like GCL Technology Holdings. There's ZyY Solar Holdings. DQ is also showing up on here, and then JKS.
JKS is the first one I know the symbol.
Yeah, Jenkins Solar, but a lot of these kind of Chinese solar names, and I think that that's what's affecting TAN, that is not giving it such a lift when even the top name like are getting big moves up, right? Enphase and First Solar had pretty decent moves lately. Of course, SCDG has been a little bit more volatile, but starting to come back right now. We'll see what happens on TAN. Definitely, if there's one thing that led to the recent downturn, it'd probably be that position in SEDG with the pullback. Now let's see if it comes back with the push that it's just having.
All right. What?
So that's
Yep.
TAN ETF there, and just wanted to
Yeah.
at least look under the hood.
Yeah, I like it. Great. I mean, it looks like you're good to go as long as you hold 70. Three out of the last four lows right at that 69.50 area. So I can't fault you for leaning on that area, for a trade. But those highs from last week, as I mentioned, still sticking out. 72.44. That was a double top. 72.41. So there's what you need for another leg higher here in TAN, TAM.
All right, two more areas that I want to get to. Now we're going to move over. I want to talk a little bit about the value trade and maybe some defensive starting to turn around, because if we take a look at probably what has led us, a lot has, well, I've been looking at industries, right? Like what really pushed or what sectors pushed last week? Well, definitely consumer defensive got a nice lift last week from around Monday to, it was pretty much like Friday to Friday move in the defensive names, and especially in industries like farming products and packaged goods were doing really well. Now, of course, we're getting a little bit of a slowdown, but there's been big pushes in these stocks. One of the ones, of course, leader General Mills. Look at that chart. That just shows us how strong some of these have been. I'm going to really quickly run through some names here so you can see the trend. It's not just one of them, right? Look at the Kraft Heinz.
Okay. Oh, 39. Got to knock that 39 seller out. Okay. If I got a comment, I'll throw it in there right away.
Yeah. Look at Kellogg's. This one, interesting.
Snap,
Really,
crackle,
really
pop.
nice.
See,
really
you
nice
like
rip.
charts like that, and I hate them.
No, more
Straight
on
up.
just showing, not
No,
that I
know,
would jump
I know.
in this now, but shows us the strength. That's
Oh,
a strong move. That's
Battle
relative
Creek,
strength,
Michigan
right?
company. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
and then
boom.
look at McCormick now starting to get a little bit strong off of a bottoming action around the 70s. So names like this,
Spice of Life, McCormick. They gotta make those containers smaller and charge more money. What do we got for this one? We got that's that roadblock there, 79.5.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll keep these on watch, right? Will these kind of be the stocks that kind of keep the market up? That's what I'm trying to keep a close eye on. All right, look at SYY, food distribution stock. They're not talked about often, but look at that move in the last week or two. You get what I
Look,
mean? Like these are, if you're wondering where the money's rotating, it looks like to value, right? Dennis was on there. Now the big thing is, will these hold? Or will there be a rotation from value maybe back to some growth names? That's something that I'm going to keep an eye out for to see what happens here.
you know what? I just want to mention chicken stocks, and
Tyson,
yeah, these ones have not been participating,
yeah, they
and
can start getting going maybe.
someone showed me, I can't a chart of the price of chicken wings has come down drastically. They were way up there, and they've come down, and you know who that's given a boost to? Wingstop. Look at that.
Wings, baby.
Wingstop won't stop. Look at that, man. Wingstop, of all those things and of all those COVID stocks,
Yeah.
that's strong. Those wing prices coming down. How's Shake Shack? Man, I know Shake Shack across from the office there. Shake Shack, running into a hurdle there. Got to knock out. What do we got? A pair of highs at 57, just under 56.81, backing off again. So be careful those pair of highs there.
All right, now the next area that I'll go to is probably a move that you guys didn't think, but there's a stock that's made about 40% move recently since about the 10th of October. NCLH.
And it
Norwegian
is.
Cruise
Go
Line.
back. Who was our boy? We got to get this guy on. It was
Yeah, we
absolutely
gotta get him
incredible.
on. He
We
killed
got
it.
to get this guy on the show.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
I've
agree with
given you the
that.
date before, so I'm not going to brag anymore. But
Yeah,
man, that upgrade that came on October 13th, or the morning of the 13th, was it? The big up day or the 14th, and man, that thing it was a little bit later than that, right? And oh yeah, and that no,
the
oh yeah,
12th.
1163 to
UBS.
1298. Yep.
Robin Farley. Farley, if you're
Robin.
listening out there, we want you on. Robin.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's just take you go to CCL. I know Jar Jar's been traded in that one. Not a big mover, but fill in the gap. I don't know. It's a tricky area here. 966. We didn't wait. Was that 96? No. What's the range of that day? The bottom of that day was 902. We filled that gap. We haven't closed over 9, but you may get that close over 9 today. So what you got to do on this one is you got to establish a 9 bid, a strong 9 bid. Right now, it's still resistance, just like you got that bid. You got over 1850. It took 3 days to get an 850 bid. Got to get that bid underneath. Let people chase it. Jar Jar hopping in said he got a good buy on CCL. I noticed RCL had a pair of tops, same area from last week. Boom, it took that out. Let's go to our airlines. Delta Airlines got that roadblock at 35, got closer today. 34.93 was the high. A red session for that. And Love, I think Love had an interesting setup due this morning. Ed had a pair of highs that cleared it. So the reopening trade, still 2 years later, flocking back to the airlines. 7 minutes left, still just seesaw session. Sellers are stepping down from 3,900. They're stepping down to 39.90, trying to sell into a little bit of strength.
Last one there in the same area that the chat wanted to talk about, and with their earnings that are coming up, of course, it's going to be watched, is Airbnb. Tuesday after the close, they report, and we're going to keep a watch to see what happens in Airbnb. But as we've been hearing about what's going on in the gig economy, it hasn't been looking well if you're looking at gig economy outlooks. So that's why I think that you're seeing Airbnb get sold off today. But what do you think about this tape?
Is that like the dance economy? Everyone's going to be gigging and
Yeah,
dancing.
just gigging.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, the concept's good. I heard a lot of people are putting these the Airbnb. I don't know where I read this in Barron's or something. A lot of people are they overpaid for the Airbnbs, probably flooded the market. Street is making a clear impression of where they think these earnings are going. They think they're going earnings in the tank. Too bad we weren't looking at this a couple last week. That 120 area, boom, that is big resistance. That doesn't do you any good right now. Three lower highs, three lower lows, not a lower close. So participated in the rally on Friday. Does this? I mean, you can see the daily lows in here. None were out. Next daily low 105.30. That doesn't look like much. You got to think about the century mark. That was the low. That was the low from September as we start to roll over tomorrow. Let's look at the monthlies here. And as bad as things are, you're still going to have a green month in this. So, you got to take the good with the bad. But definitely bad day for Airbnb going into earnings. We know which way the street's leaning.
And one that I'm starting to get worried about. I've been trying to keep a close eye on it. The Mobile Eye.
Yeah, that IPO, man. I have the
I
IPO. Not much data on it, but I know someone was looking at it in pre-market prep plus, and man, it had that up day, established that closing high at 28.97. It got close there on the second day of trading. No can do on the third day. No can do today. Easily closed right on the low on Friday at 27. Took that out very easily, 26 bucks. 26.03 was your opening day IPO low. But I believe it was priced at 2020 or 21. So be careful if that 26 gets taken out. Volume already waiting, 28.5 million traded on the first day, 5.7, now 3.2, a little bit uptick today at 3.9 million. Intel, I know it had a good start this morning. It's just Intel. It couldn't get to Friday's high, stopped out 4 cents short. Boom. Inside day, though, so far for Intel, but definitely profit taking after that big run, big run for Intel on Friday. Kind of like the market.
I did see that the State Department said that Russia's halt of the participation in the grain deal is having immediate harmful impacts on global food security. So just keep that in mind too. We might see a little bit of a change in those value plays because it looks like there might be some impact on food supply now. So of course, like always, this market loves to throw us a curveball. So we got another curveball in the works here with the wheat situation. But how are those futures today? It looks like they were bouncing all around.
It had a nice leap, and the move continued. I'm looking at 8.96 a bushel. Actually, you got three highs in that area. I mean, who still trades in eighths? Oh my gosh, 8.78 and a quarter. That's where it's trading now. What the bulls want to do is you got a trio of highs. This is called nine. Oh boy, no, there's only two highs there. Wow, this is 936 and 3/4. I'm not worried about that one, but the next level, if you can finally get through 906 and a quarter was your October 13th high for the wheat futures. So you got the news, and they sold it off early, but they brought it back. So if you're fighting the news on this one, good luck. Let's just take a look at corn. How's corn doing? We're gonna have to ring up Angie. I'm gonna have to get now. Corn's been strong, the strongest of the strong. That's really close to its high of the move. That makes me a little worried about the next inflation. I don't know how big of a component. Beans in the teens. Yep, 14. That's a big level for that. Corn, wheat, soy meal, SSM. That's been strong too. That's close up to its all-time high. Coming into the close, we got sellers, Mitchy Mitch. We are coming back down near the lows of the session. Some profit taking here on this Monday morning after that big Friday run up. No follow through today. Not a good sign for the Bulls.
All right, we'll leave one stock for ticket time. Let me see if I grab that. Zen with the move here. Carvana, not Carvana, Avis budget. We'll see how this kind of performs. It's been hanging in there. Will it turn around here? Topping around 248s today.
Doesn't it have earnings?
Yep,
coming
it
up?
does. Yeah, it does. That's scary. What's going to happen here, guys?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't know what the earnings are going to be, but if you breach this low right here at 231, look out, Loretta. And if somehow you can get above this high from last week at 238.77, let's just call it 239. You got to break out to the upside. So that's it for the day, Mitch. Good job. We are one fifth of the way through the week. So I'll let you finish it up. And we'll be back. Tim Seymour coming on tomorrow, folks, to talk, cruise stocks and oil stocks. See what we didn't cover the weed rally at all, but we can cover with that with Tim tomorrow. Don't stay up too late tonight watching that Monday Night Football. And back with you guys in the morning.
Have a good one. Joel's getting out of here, and definitely look out for that car. It is reporting after the bell today, so we'll see what happens there. Looks like we had 14.63 on the estimated EPS and 3.49 billion. Last looks like 6 reports have all beat on Avis budget. So let's see if they're able to beat again here today. Stop the clock. It's time to catch those earnings, and we'll see you tomorrow on Pre-Market Prep. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, and we'll keep battling like always for you right here on Benzinga. Hit the thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.